Hi, I'm Kalina with Cue the Confetti. Wanted to get on here real quick and let you know a little bit about myself. I've been working with preschool and youth for the last 10 years. I am a communications major, not an education major, although I have had plenty of education courses. I've had crisis communications, so what's going on in the world right now really applies to what I've learned. I wanted to give you 3 tips on how to get through crisis, whether it's right now a worldwide crisis with COVID-19 or with own personal crisis that you might be having going on in your family due to loss or changes, things like that. So just to get right into it, I am in my closet right now. It's the quietest place in our house for me to record this. I do also have a child that is home right now. These are the 3 tips that I'm giving you to help you manage this time right now. Number 1, routine versus schedule. There have been a lot of really cute little Pinterest routine or schedules going on with like what to do with your day when you're locked down. And those are really great for a type A person. I am not a type A person. And it doesn't allow for a lot of flexibility. And right now, when your family's in crisis, you need to allow for flexibility, for feelings to happen, for things to change. So a routine really is the way to go. The difference is a schedule has time limits. We do this from this time to this time. We do this from this time to this time. And a routine is just a basic going over with no time limit. So, for example, your bedtime routine, whether that's brush your teeth, read a book, lights out, everybody has a different one, and you need to make one that's best suited for your family. But a routine also allows for the time to be different. There might be a meltdown that happens, and now you're racing against your own schedule time to get your kid in bed at 8:30, and you really need to, instead of paying attention to the time clock and getting so worked up, a lot of times as parents we go, oh, they're not in bed right now, and we're not allowing ourselves to listen to what our child needs, and we need to allow ourselves to be able to lay and cuddle with them, or to spend the extra time answering questions at bedtime instead of watching our clock to, oh, it's past 8:30, they're already late for bed. Right now is the perfect time to switch it up into a routine. There is no school happening. So this also goes for people who passed COVID. If you're seeing this video, COVID's already over. If your family's going through a crisis, instead of looking at that time clock, you need to be there for your child and really help them understand what's going on. And that might be questions right at 8:30 that just come up, just like all of us do when we lay down in bed and our head starts thinking of all the scenarios. So do your kids, and you can be there to answer those questions. So kicking out the schedule, making a routine, you can have a time in your mind about you want lunch to be at noon. You just don't tell them the time. You allow for a little bit of flexibility there. It also allows for those working at home parents, if you've put the screen time from this hour to this hour, but your work meeting goes late, there's a little bit of flexibility there, and you're not having to feel like I've got to get my kid off the screen, but here I am stuck at work at home. So switching those schedules into a routine allows for a little bit more flexibility. And routine is important. It's important to keep the same things going every day for a child, but they're not really watching the clock like we are. Number 2, be willing to break your own rules. If you have a no screen time rule during the week and your family is going through crisis, if you need to give your child screen time so that you are able to do what you need to do to make your family better, then give them the screen. None of this is all temporary. No matter what crisis your family is going through, it's temporary, and it allows for different things to happen if you are willing to break your own rules. This is all for the betterment of your family. If they can see that you're flexing, they'll flex too. Humans are great adapters, and we can learn at different speeds. A lot of people are concerned right now that their children are going to be behind. Children will adapt. They will adapt. Absolutely. It'll be okay. Be willing to break your own rules. Sometimes that means a later bedtime, a later, longer screen time, allowing for, I mean, this is not anarchy here. You're not going to still let your kid draw on the walls or whatever rules you have at your house, but allowing for you to flex in the things that aren't as important. Going to bed without doing the dishes. Guess what? They're going to be there tomorrow. Allow for your rules to be broken to make your family better. Number 3 is mom guilt or parent guilt, caregiver guilt. It's easy for a parent to feel guilty when things have changed, when you're not giving your child something that you used to give them, whether that's their regular routine, their regular going out, their regular meals. Do not allow the guilt to overtake you. If you are not a Pinterest mom by nature, this is not the time to become a Pinterest mom. And later on, the activities I'm going to give you are not only activities that are not Pinterest worthy, but they're also easy to find in your home. If you're on lockdown and can't get out, you have what you have at your home, and I'm going to hopefully give you things that most households will have in order to do activities with your children. It's not about the product. It's about the process. It's about the time spent with your child doing different things. It doesn't have to look beautiful. It doesn't have to go on the Pinterest board. It doesn't have to even go on your bulletin board at home. It can go in the trash when you're done. It's about being with your child and giving them what they need, not necessarily what they want. If you need to give your kid their 100th chicken nugget for the week in order for you to process what's going on, they are going to be okay. There are plenty of preschoolers who go throughout life who are not potty trained by age 2 and who have eaten 1,000 chicken nuggets before they enter kindergarten and they become successful human beings. This is not the time for you to feel guilty. Also, be free to take a time out. Lock yourself in the closet when you know your children are safe and on their screen. Take a little breather. Take some time. Going back to the routine versus schedule, a routine also allows you to put your child in bed earlier. You don't have the 8:30 bedtime and your kids watching the clock and going, "You're putting me to bed at 7." If you did the routine, it's time for bed. Put them to bed earlier. Go get in the tub. Go read the book. Go binge watch Netflix. Do what you need to do to make yourself a better person for the next day. Give yourself a break. It is okay. This is a crisis moment. This is not normal. You are allowed to feel the feelings you need to feel. And finally, my bonus tip is to have fun. When you remove all of those stresses of staying on time and sticking to the rules that worked for you in your old routine, in your new routine, in your crisis routine, be allowed to breathe and have fun. And that's where I come in. I'm going to be reading books to your children and giving you easy, fun art projects, science projects, math projects that you can do. It is geared for early learners, but it really can be scaled up, and I'll show you how in both those, of the lowest level learner all the way up to like middle school, high school. Believe it or not, your middle school and high schooler want to have fun too. I've done a lot of goofy preschool things with my high schoolers and they enjoy it just as well. So I hope that these tips help you. I hope that you are able to get through this time and become closer as a family. I hope that you are able to breathe today, and I hope that you are able to celebrate. If you'd like to follow me, I'm going to put the follow of all the things. Even if you are not a creative mom, this is the channel for you. We will make sure that you can be the best mom you can be with the skills you have and with the equipment you have. So again, follow me. I'm going to be reading 2 books a week and having 4 different activities. Again, easy for your family and for your home.